about to go to bed. But here's one thought. One thing I notice is that most people don't spend enough time getting to know themselves. Here's the truth. Being single and getting to know yourself are not synonymous. Just because you are not in a relationship doesn't mean you have taken the time to understand who you are. A lot of people never stop to ask themselves, why do I show up the way I show up in relationships? They never zoom out and examine the impact their family of origin had and has on them, how their upbringing shaped their expectations, or how some of their relationships keep ending the same way. Why? Instead, every story ends with a finger pointing outward. It was them. They were the problem. They were toxic. Oh, what's the one everybody loves now? They were narcissistic. Can't even spell it. But if you never go on an introspective journey, you can waste years of your life repeating the same patterns. Years when you could have been getting more comfortable in your own skin, more honest. Part of that process is learning your quirks, your strengths, and yes, your weaknesses. Because once you realize we all have them, something powerful happens. It becomes a gift to be able to tell a future partner, hey, look, here's what I'm good at. Here's where I struggle. No ego, no guessing. I told you day one what I'm bringing to the table. And that level of honesty, vulnerability, rawness, that's the beginning of emotional intelligence. That's just the beginning.
And what I'm about to say right now, for any ladies or even some men, you know, the Dr. Boyce Watkins and Dr. Umar Johnson types and Ace Metaphor types, they may not like what I'm about to say. So I want to preface it with this. If you're a black man and you have lived 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 years and up with no children, that's because it's not by accident. You were very, very deliberate. You were very, very intentional about not having kids. And if you wanted to deal with the stuff of life that children often entail, you would have had your own kids by now. See, the truth is, for a lot of brothers that don't want kids, let me back up and say that again. The truth is, for a lot of brothers that don't have kids, they didn't have kids for a reason. And the last thing they want to do, generally, is to have to put up with the stuff of life of other people's children. Now that may sound harsh. That may sound selfish. I won't deny that it is. I won't deny it.
Fellas, when you're on grind mode, it's just best you stay single. Or if you want to be in a relationship, make sure you choose a woman that understands, not right now. You have to be with a woman that understands that you're on grind mode. You're not trying to spend no money. You're trying to prioritize. That's the type of woman that you need in your corner. Not the woman that wants you to get her hair done, her nails done every week. When Christmas time comes or her birthday comes, whatever, she's going to be a brat. She's going to complain because you can't get her 10 Chanel bags or whatever the case may be. Be with a woman that understands not right now. And that's the woman, when it's your time, that's the woman you have by your side. And then you finally splurge on her. You finally spoil her because she understood the assignment. It makes no sense. I really do feel people that are on grind mode do not need to be in relationships. It gets real complicated when you're focused and you can't give your all in the relationship because the other person don't understand. Y'all not on one accord. Get you a not right now woman.
Where are the men?
Panera. Bread!
Are all the good single men being held in captivity somewhere? Where are we meeting decent men?
Looking for me. I'm with all the grown men in the corn.
Where the fuck are all the hot men?
This is the English grass whistle.
I've actually never done that before. That's it.
Can someone tell me where we find the real men?
Hey, I said men are simple creatures, just some dudes looking at the rain.
Where are these men at that I'm seeing all over TikTok?
Yeah, He run! Get his ass!
my God, they got the
Ladies, this single man is asking all single women to do just one thing. Let's see if he's asking for too much.
Listen, some of y'all ladies gonna have to settle. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but listen, everybody can't have a perfect man out here. Let us be realistic. Come on now. Everybody can't have their cake and eat it too. Like, you can't have the best of the best. Sometimes you gotta just go for what you got and be happy and be grateful.
And he's just saying what women have been told for years, and that is for us to settle. The truth is that women have settled in the past. Some of us are only here because our mothers settled for our fathers. Back in the days when women couldn't own bank accounts, when women couldn't own homes, and they didn't want women to work, and they weren't getting hired in the workforce, women were settling for men. But women don't have to do that anymore. And that's why they want to get back to the quote unquote good old days. It's crazy to me that the thought never crossed his mind that a woman not choosing one of them is also an option. And for some women, a very good one. He really sat there with a straight face and say, pick a bad man or you're going to be miserable. As if being with a bad man isn't also miserable. We understand that nobody's perfect, and that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for effort, and some of you can only come to the table with money, and some of the times you don't even come with that. He's not telling you to settle, as if women have never been told to do so before. He's telling you to continue to settle, so some unqualified, unhealed, low-effort, bare minimum men can continue to get picked.
Finding a girlfriend nowadays is so hard. Yeah, you got that right. Do you go to dating events outside of apps? No. Have you asked all your friends if there's anyone they could set you up with? No. Are you under 5'8"? No. Do you take care of yourself, like exercise, moisturised diet? Nah. Oh, so you're happy for the women you date not to do that either? Nope. Do you make an effort to wear fashionable clothes? Make sure your hair looking good, your facial hair? Nah. Are you happy to not at first be physically attracted to a woman, but then think that attraction might grow when you get to know her? Nah. Do you have any interest in gaming, sports and TV that's not just catered to men? Nah. Do you take part in hobbies outside of work where you might meet new people? Nope. Do you follow your passions? No. Do you regularly watch porn? Yeah. Do you empathise with women and the female struggle? No. Do you ever ask people out in person? No. Are you resilient? So when you get rejected, are you going to take that personally and spiral, or just kind of appreciate that everyone has their own taste? I spiral, that one. Do you ever fixate on one woman who definitely isn't interested in you? Yes. Are you happy mentally? No. Well, do you go to therapy then? Nah. You good at giving head? Oh, we'll put that as a no. Do you take lots of photos wherever you go and when you wear new outfits to make sure you've got a good online profile? Nope. You're a good listener? What? So why do you think you're single? Because women are so superficial nowadays. They all want a 6'7" guy with an 8-pack. They are, man. Feminism has f***ed over women.
You know, a lot of these modern women, really they're just complaining about stuff that they signed up for. And then they'll tell you. You don't even have to guess. I'm telling you. All you got to do is watch these TikToks. All you got to do is watch these Instagram reels. And they're going to tell you, oh, I didn't want this. I didn't sign up for this. And I didn't know that this was going to happen. No, you did. You just told us. I know you thought you were talking to the girls, but you just told us that you was doing it for the plot. Oh, I know he ain't the man for me. I know he's got a lot of money and, you know, he probably going to dog me out and, you know, probably going to try to, you know, get in my pants and then send me away. But who knows? Might be fun. I'm going to do it for the plot.
There's a trend going around of women saying all the reasons why they would never live with a man again, and here are mine.
Yeah, I can get in on this one easily. I sat down and churned out 35 reasons instantly. I'm not going to give you all of them, but just some of the highlights. Well, so I'm not going to say I'm never going to live with another man. Here are all my red flags from my previous relationships that were so large that I actually have never even gotten to the point of moving in with a man. And for starters, number one, before we even get to the horrors of boys past that I have seen, I own my own place. That's my home. I'm decorating it the way I want. I'm not moving out to be with a man and going back to renting. I bought that for me. So if we're living together, you're moving into my space. But as an example, at my old place, I used to have a pink kitchen. It almost became a litmus test because men used to joke about if they were going to move into my space, I was going to have to repaint that. In the same breath that in their own home, they have like movie posters duct taped to the wall and hockey jerseys hung up on plastic coat hangers and call that art. No, sir, I think not. And beyond the fact that, yes, the bathrooms always have crusty toothpaste everywhere and the shavings and the toilet seat gets left up. I had an ex where the first time I went over to his house, like a third of his kitchen was just filled with piled recycling and garbage bags that hadn't been taken out yet. And I called him out for it, and he was like, you know what, it just started piling up, and it felt like it was too much to take out at a certain point. And I was like, I get that. Let's all take it out now. I helped him do all of the trips and so that he could do it on his own in the future. Guess what never happened? Guess who became the person in charge of that for the rest of the relationship? Did that one to myself. Another one, I had an ex who came and stayed the night at my house a couple of times. Didn't allow that to happen anymore because he would show up and every single night in his sleep, he would throw all of the sheets and blankets off the bed onto the ground. I run a tight ship. My bed is tightly tucked and I like it made in the morning, and he would just leave it. Another man I saw for a while, the first time I went over to his house, he was like, don't go in the basement. I was like, what's in the basement? He's like, there's broken glass everywhere. And I was like, why? Clean up the broken glass. His roommate weeks prior had broken a window down there and it just got glass everywhere. And instead of cleaning it up, they just didn't go down there anymore and hang out down there. That was their solution until I got all the guys down there and helped them clean it up. And they were very happy to have that hangout space back, but why did I have to handhold them through doing that to get it back? It was literally live proof for me of how far these men will just let something go until a woman forces them to do something about it. And I could keep going. I have so many more of these. So while I'm not gonna say never, it's definitely gonna be a hard one.
AI with the braids. Who we touching? Yo, where my son? Tell my son you shot. What am I dead? You know how we coming? Undercover on the feet. Come on, break it down. Undercover on the feet. Yeezy on the sweats. Aritzia on the crew neck. Downtown on the beanie. We got Italian jewels. Cartier.
Men who retaliate after you decline a date or never asking respectfully. I'm allowed to decline a date. Saying no is not disrespectful. Attraction is not an obligation. And just because someone asks you out does not mean you owe them a chance. Being polite does not mean being interested. Invitations come with responsibility. When you ask someone out, you have to be prepared for rejection. A respectful person will accept the answer and move on. And retaliation reveals character. The moment someone retaliates for a polite no is the moment you know you made the right decision. Your bruised ego is not my problem. Sir, if you can't handle rejection, maybe don't date. You were never emotionally stable enough to date me anyways. Rejection didn't embarrass you. Your behavior did. Good luck.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Now is not the time to be in a relationship. If I were you, I would not be in a relationship at all. This is not the day. This is not the era for all that. Okay? You look at it like this. You know how it is with nature. If there's a season of drought, there's lack of productivity. Well, the same thing is occurring right now amongst humanity, but in a spiritual sense. In the sense that men are against women, women are against men. Okay, no one really wants to discipline themselves to be at a higher level spiritually. It's not about morale and it's not about ethics. It's not about development. Nobody cares to develop themselves at all. Okay? Look, there's a drought spiritually amongst humanity. So people don't know how to get along anymore. It's all about damage. It's all about confusion. It's all about pain and hurt. It's all about me and nobody else. I don't know why you would want to put yourself in that type of condition, with that type of position. Focus on you. That's all life should be about right now, is you focusing on what you got to do to be great, to fulfill your purpose, to answer your calling, and go forward. You don't have to be in a relationship. You don't have to be with anybody to do all that. You really don't. It'd be nice to, but this just is not that era. Don't waste your time and your energy.
So there's a lot of women asking, where do you meet these guys that pay the rent in full? Where do you meet these guys that pay the rent in full? You met him. He just doesn't drive a really fancy car. You met him. He just wasn't over 6 foot. You met him. He just wasn't the best dresser. You met him and he may have said something awkward on the first date. Those guys are at work. Those guys will look you dead in your eye and say, yeah, I know you want a 6-bedroom house. I understand that, but for right now, while I'm going through this program in school, we're going to be in this 1-bedroom apartment. Those type of dudes are not going to pay $300 on the first date for a meal. Those type of dudes aren't going to go out here and buy you a purse just because you're cute. These type of guys are going to go on vacation, but baby, there will be some planning involved. And somehow, somewhere, got it twisted that unless a man can be spontaneous and do whatever you want at the drop of a hat, then that means he's not capable of taking care of business. Those type of men take care of business. It's just, they're boring. They're predictable. They're routine. They will not give you any and everything that you want, which a lot of women don't like being told no. They will compromise. But until you become a woman that understands, I'm with a man that makes sure our home is taken care of first, you're not going to be ready for him. You met him. You just thought he was lame.
You want to know why most good men remain single, myself included? It's because all of us have had times in our life where we're doing perfectly fine on our own. We're financially set. We're living life on our own. We don't need anybody. But they happen to come into our life, make us feel like maybe this is the one time that she's going to make me feel special. Say things like, you're a catch, you're my dream man, you're so this, you're so that, I can't believe I found you, I can't believe I'm so lucky to have you in my life. Only to do what? To push him out of your life and act like strangers. The same thing you were before you met. So why even bother me? Why even bother that man? Why? Good men, like myself, it's not that we can't get a woman, it's because every time we try, we're shown exactly why we're better off alone. And instead, these women want to go after the guy that doesn't want them. And then they complain about why they're hurting and why he hurts them. A guy either wants you or he doesn't. There's no middle ground.
You know, I think men, you know, a lot of these modern women have a whole bunch of complaints. But what's happening in some of these situations is men just get tired of arguing with foolishness. They just get tired of it, man. Just, oh, I want a man to lead. I like a man to put me in my feminine. So wrangle you like a dog, basically. No, I don't think I'm interested in that. I'm not interested. Oh, he gotta put me in my feminine. He gotta put me in my place. He gotta really, really make me respect him. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not about to sit up here and fight back and forth with you about what you need to be doing as a woman in the first place.
Baby, I teach women how to get men on this page. And not just any men, okay? I teach women how to attract quality men. Men that want marriage. Men that want serious relationships. Men that are gentlemen and know how to treat a woman. Men that communicate, they call back, they want to have 2-3 hour long conversations with you. Men that are gentlemen, that open doors for women, okay? I haven't had to pay a bill on a date in I don't know how long. Men have written me poetry. I've had men kiss my feet. I've had men offer me the world, houses, cars. I told y'all about that man in Chicago that offered me the houses and the 10 cars. Now, I didn't want it because he wasn't the man for me. I've had a man propose to me after a weekend of knowing me. And yes, he was dead serious. I've had men share their food with me, okay? Their last bit of chicken, their last piece of chicken. Yeah, okay, if you know, you know. I have had men offer me the world, and I teach women how to do the same. And the best part of it is, I don't have to manipulate. I don't have to play games. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to come up out of my drawers. I've been abstinent for 4 years. I don't worry about whether a man is going to call me or if he's thinking about me. I know he's thinking about me. And I know you're thinking, why aren't you married? Because I'm choosing. That's the point. I have options. I'm an amazing woman. It's going to be harder for me to choose a man because I got so many men just want me. I got to take my time. So let's be clear about where I'm at, okay? I coach women on how to level up, love themselves, attract not just men, but their dream lives, okay? How to be elegant, feminine, soft women who have everything that they want. Good day.
Where are the men? This is a conversation that is happening right now online. I think for the last couple of days. Maybe I think yesterday. Not quite sure. But more importantly, there's a question where some of us are wondering why men no longer fill clubs, festivals, or church events. But maybe we are asking the wrong question. Men are not missing. Men are evolving. The discussion online is proof that actually something deeper is shifting. Men are quietly, and this is my opinion, men are quietly walking away from the performance culture, from chaos, from spaces that demand that they must prove their self, that they must prove their fun, that they must prove their faith or their worth. They're not hiding, they're healing. They're learning that peace is louder than music, that purpose-led life feels better than applause, and that silence can be sacred. And yes, I know some will read this and say, you men just don't want to engage. But pause for a second. This is not withdrawal from women. It's a reunion with self. It's men choosing growth over being validated. Calm over chaos, and truth over pretending. And now, to the women who may feel offended, please don't be. We don't hate women. We are just learning as men to love ourselves properly so that we can love you better. We are not ghosting society. We are grounding ourselves. And to my fellow men out there doing the work, well in. Those showing up for therapy, mentoring young brothers, learning emotional honesty, and rebuilding their lives quietly, I salute you. Keep going. You're redefining what masculinity is all about and what it means, one healing step at a time. And to the men who have not started yet, it's okay. This is your cue. Sit with yourself, face the noise inside yourself. Growth will not happen at the bar. I'm not saying you don't go to the bar. It starts in the mirror, because the boy did not vanish. The man just came home. It's a mindset thing.
What's up, brothers? Hope everyone's doing well out there. It's a little bit later than usual. I had a lot going on this evening. But nonetheless, I wanted to turn the camera on to shoot the shit with you guys for a little while. And the title of this video is One Simple Reason Why So Many Men Are Leaving the Dating Game. And let me preface this by saying this isn't going to be a doomer video. None of my videos are doomer videos. Now, most people don't know that because they only watch the first half of the video. The second half is always advice. It's a proposed solution. So we're going to try to keep this positive, but we do have to talk about the facts nonetheless. All right, so let's get straight into it. Let's get to the cold hard truth, the bitter pill to swallow. Men have seen behind the curtain. The jig is up. The facade that once was is no more. Now, what facade am I talking about? Now, let me start out by saying you're either a beggar or a chooser. You're one or the other. Okay, that's your place in the dating market. A beggar or a chooser. You're either a backup plan or a plan A, a number one option. And when you look at the opposite sex, and really whether you're a man or a woman, when you look at the opposite sex, you'll know collectively how they view you. Are you a primary number one option, or are you a backup plan? Do you get rejected? Do you get left on red? Do you have people canceling plans on you, not wanting to be with you? Do you find yourself chasing and begging? You're a backup plan. Okay, do people never say no to you? Do women always drop what they're doing to come see you? Do they hit you up asking you if they can come over to your place? Do they always respond back to your text messages? Well, you're a primary option. Okay, now why am I telling you guys this? There's a point to it. Okay.
This one is for the men. Men, listen up. Some of us women do not overlook your silence. No. We feel it, we hear it, and we notice it. But men, I know you don't go silent for no reason. So why do you go silent? Is it because you are exhausted from being everyone else's strength? Is it because you don't want to burden others with what you're going through or the weight that you're carrying? And I know that you've been raised to just deal with it and hold things in. But I want you to know that you deserve someone in your life who notices that shift. Someone who will check on you. Someone who cares enough to ask if you're okay and creates the space for you if you're not okay, because that's okay. I need you to know that. I appreciate you. I love you. Have a great day.
All right, y'all. 11 reasons why women are missing out on good men. Y'all did some research, so let's get into it. You refuse to deviate from your type. If there's anything you married to, is that type you got. Number 2, you aggressively pursue any man that comes your way. Number 3, you're expecting to date outside of your league or to find Mr. Perfect. Holding out for the man that ain't got no flaws. Y'all, the only man that's ever been perfect is Jesus. Number 4, you refuse to go out. How you gonna find a man at your house? Number 5, you act like a diva, expecting gifts every day, fancy restaurants all the time, and to pay for everything, and deal with your temper tantrums. Number 6, you hang out with the wrong crowd. Number 7, you are trying to date while hating men. I don't know how that's gonna work out for you, sis. Number 8, you bribe men for dates. Number 9, you refuse to make the first move. Number 10, you do not have self-awareness or lack some social skills and are doing nothing to change that. Number 11, you are not working on you, becoming the best version of yourself.
5 pros and cons of being single for too long as a man. Guys, being single for a long time definitely has its perks, but it also has its dangers. So we're gonna break down the 5 pros and the 5 cons. Pros, number 1, independence. You learn how to move on your own, no women required. That self-sufficiency builds confidence because you're not relying on a relationship for validation or stability. 2, freedom. No compromise. You move exactly how you want, travel, focus on your career, create, build. You're free to explore different women and experiences without any type of pressure of commitment. You can literally all the women you want, and as long as you're not out here lying or moving irresponsibly, then you good. Run it up. 3, self-development. More time for your bag, more time for your body, more time for your purpose. You level up without distractions, and you can afford to take more risks, which is extremely important in development. 4, higher standards. You know exactly what you like and what you don't like. You're just not taking whatever comes. You're less likely to settle just to avoid being alone. You'll be way more strict. Like any little thing a woman does that you don't like, you ready to cut that off. Next call. 5, emotional clarity. Space away from constant relationships gives you perspective. When you always jumping in from one relationship to the next, you can't really recognize your own patterns. To be able to process and evaluate past mistakes, you need that time alone so you can look at things without the cloud of emotions. You start to understand your triggers, your strengths, the kind of women that actually compliment you versus the joints that are just filling space. Part 2 on the way, the 5 cons of being single for a long time. And on this video, drop some of your pros in the comments. If you feel I missed any, drop some of your pros in the comments. Stay focused.
Research confirms that one wrong person can literally mess up your whole life. Women who fall in love with the wrong man may destroy their bodies, mental health, and careers within a year and may never recover from it, backed by evidence. In contrast, the right man will evidently boost your mental and physical health and make you feel comfortable whether you decide to pursue a career or become a full-time mother. Ladies, do you think that one wrong person could mess up your life? Let me know your thoughts below.
And it's these same women that continue to talk about what he be doing, what he doesn't have, what he isn't. Bringing up, oh, you ain't got enough money, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. And then when a man say, okay, all right, cool. That's important to you that I have those things. Listen, I will go get those things. I will work. As a matter of fact, I can show you what I'm doing to progress in that direction. I can show you right now, right? As a matter of fact, I just secured an offer for a really good job at a really good company. PTO good, 401k good, 401k match, got stock options. So I'm going to be doing the darn thing. It took me 5-10 minutes to get here, for 5-10 years to get here, but I'm going to be doing the darn thing. but a little bit. I'm a rock it as long as I can. What's your body count? Can you cook and clean?
I think it's just about being self-centered.
But who's teaching them that? Because I'm not teaching my daughter that.
No,
I'm
I'm
teaching
going to
them.
explain it to you.
Every time I correct you, you get defensive. You're not ready for a relationship.
Your partner should be making your nervous system feel calm.
You control your algorithm. You looking at all day, it's gonna just feed you.
No,
Right.
just like women, men are aging too.
Well, we age like fine wine. That's not true.
What I'm saying is not crazy. Stop trying to make it seem like I'm crazy.
All I hear you say, women, 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 women.
I'm not insecure. I'm just telling y'all it's true.
We're here with another episode. I'm Amanda, it's your girl Amanda. We have Naisha on the set. She's back. We have Rome. We have Jada. Jada's back. And back for the third time this season. Give it up for Mo, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we are not tired of him. We're not tired of him.
I was just saying I was excited to be on set with him today.
I don't even know why you talk to me.
Thank you.
Jada don't like him.
It's been already heated
I
on
don't know
this
if I don't like you or
couch.
him more. I don't know. I'm not going to your birthday party. It's like
You better.
I'm gonna go.
She love me.
Okay, soft exit. Let's talk about it. Are we disciplined or no?
I've made an observation over the last decade, and a huge difference that I see between the adult of today and the adult of yesteryear. I've never seen an adult more concerned with fun.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you check out the full episode on YouTube. All the full episodes are there, so check it out.
Women have to stop giving men reasons to want to stay single, because this right here is why men are no longer bothering with us as women. This is why men are choosing to be single, to stay alone, and to not have anything to do with women, because women bring chaos, women bring drama, women bring disruption of peace, problems, and they never want to do anything for a man to make him actually feel like, hey, you know what? This relationship is making me feel better than I felt when I was alone. It's none of that. If you want someone, anyone, to be in a relationship with you long term, you need to learn to be an asset, not a liability. And you creating problems out of nothing, liability.
Being single is a glitch. I'm 21 years old and I've never had a girlfriend. I've seen so many people my age just get with girls because they're lonely and they want attention. What they don't realize is that being single is one of the most powerful positions you can be in. When you're single, you don't owe anybody your time, your energy, or your emotions. You can disappear for 6 months and come back looking unrecognizable. I have been single my whole life, and I can guarantee you, if I had a girlfriend during those periods of time, I would never be half as much of the person that I am today. Being single is not a curse. It's your chance to level up while everybody is distracted.
I've just discovered the reason why it's so hard to find a good guy dating in 2023. And it's not because there aren't any left and that all men are disgusting and all men are trash. That is completely false, no matter what you hear from other girls on TikTok. The truth is that the good guys are done with dating. They would rather be single and have their peace than be in a relationship and not be treated correctly. They're done playing the games, okay? Girls not being monogamous, them not texting them back, them giving them mixed signals, them opening up and sharing their feelings, and then a girl breaking up with them. They don't want to deal with that. They'd rather work a lot, go home, play some video games, watch a movie, and spend time with their dog or themselves than ever have to deal with women.
I know what I'm about to say is going to surprise some of you, but I don't have any problem with somebody using my words because it's still spreading the message that I believe in. So like it, interact with it. You don't need to report it, but just don't fall for clicking the link. And side note, I should mention here, I have never and probably will never have a backup account. So please be aware so that you don't get scammed.
Excuse me? You wish you could find a guy just like me? I am me!
Where the do y'all be finding these men that are obsessed with you? Good fathers?
You find them in your friend zone.
So I have this friend, McKenna. Great girl. She was dating this guy named Tanner. Not a great guy. He would disrespect her. He would not treat her like the queen she was. He would cheat on her, probably. Didn't have any direct evidence of that part, but I'm sure he did. And I would remind her of this daily. And finally, she broke up with him. So I'm hanging out with her after, and she goes, Cole, I wish I could find a guy just like you. So naturally, I made a move on her, and she rejected me. I'm like, excuse me? You wish you could find a guy just like me? I am me! Hook up with me! I've been putting in the time. I deserve this. You owe me. I'm just gonna keep going for the bad boys. Then you're gonna keep getting your heart broken, and you'll deserve it. You need to go for the good guys like me. Nice guys like me. Just give me a chance and let me show you how nice I am. I will be so much nicer to you than the other guys. Just let me show you how nice I can be. You stupid God.
I posted a video about guys not knowing what they want in their 30s, and let me tell you, the comments have me like shook. The amount of men saying that they don't want to get married because they don't want to have to take care of a woman is like absolutely mind-blowing to me. Like, love is dead. It's dead.
For anyone that has listened to men in the last decade, this should not be surprising. Because let's face it, ladies, men are no longer to expect anything from a woman in marriage. Because when they talk about expectations, especially on social media, they get put through the ringer. And that has leaked into the real world. Like, men have a lot to lose when it comes to relationships, especially marriage. They are expected to give without requiring or wanting or asking for anything in return. A lot of men that have experienced that feeling in a real life relationship that he's been through, he has decided to remain single rather than put himself through that again. And honestly, what he sees on social media just reinforces that. It's really only until he finds a good woman in real life, he finds that unicorn, that will ever be broken down. And that does happen occasionally. But for the rest of the guys, they would rather be single.
A lot of these women be saying that men aren't affectionate, they're not emotionally available, emotionally mature. But honestly and truly, a lot of these modern women really do not know how to handle a man's emotions. They really can't do it. I would say, honestly, that's a huge weakness for modern women. It's one of the biggest. You have accountability. I would say accountability for a lot of these modern women would probably be the biggest issue. But right behind accountability, or somewhere in the top 5, I would even say top 3, their inability to communicate effectively has got to be top 5. And also their inability to handle a man's emotions. When I say handle, I mean understand, right? Give space to the man. The man will create an environment, and you don't even have to create a safe environment for a man. A man's going to create the safe environment. Remember, he's inviting you into his space a lot of times. So he's created that safe environment. A lot of modern women come into that safe environment and ruin it. They destroy it. What do you mean? Well, when she comes in there, she bears all of her burdens on her soul, and he creates a place for her to feel safe. I go get you things that you need. You get through this thing, and I give you continued support when you're going through an episode and ongoing. But when it comes to me needing that same space, oh, you're a man, get up, or you cry too much, and all that other stuff. So then that's when you start introducing toxicity into our safe space, right? That we've built and maintained, or supposed to be maintaining. And that's when I stopped talking to you.
Don't marry who they could be. Marry who they are in Christ right now. Matthew 7:20 says, "Thus you will recognize them by their fruits." Stop falling for potential that's not rooted in obedience. You can't build a godly marriage on wishful thinking. If they're not pursuing Jesus now, marriage suddenly won't make them holy. The person you date today is the person you'll marry tomorrow. Don't ignore fruit just because you like the tree. A future with peace starts with faithfulness in the present. Don't marry potential, marry proof.
What women can do for men when it comes to showing appreciation, I'm going to be as raw as honest. First is intimacy. Something about intimacy, they feel appreciated the moment they get it. I don't know what it is about men, but working with so many men throughout the years, what I realized is you can say nice things, you can do nice things, but if you're not intimate with them, they live with a sense of resentment towards their woman. It's just how they're designed, and I wish we could give them a feel and change it, but it's just not how they're designed. The second thing I would say is a form of appreciation for them is predicting their needs before they do. And what I mean by that is, let's say if they're hungry and the food is ready when they come home, or let's say that they're in a rush and you quickly iron a shirt for them. I know it's seen as archaic, and I know a lot of women are like, well, I'm not his maid, I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it's how they feel loved. It's just how they feel loved. So you're intimate with them and you're predicting their needs is like a form of appreciation. And the final thing I would just say is how you show real appreciation in their world is loyalty. And what I mean by loyalty is not just, oh, you're not sleeping with other men and blah, blah, of course, but it's loyalty in the sense that even when the chips are down, even when they're struggling, or even when things aren't going great, or even if they work is not going so great, you stick by them in that side. I'm not saying they're going to be perfect. Some men are awful. Even when you stick by them during their rough times, they go and, you know, take complete advantage when they succeed. But I would say that is a great form of appreciation. If you find the right guy, they will be really grateful that you did that for them.
You ever think about the fact that the person that you choose to spend your life with is the person that's going to help you bury your parents? Sometimes we get into relationships without thinking every single level of it. It's all cute and lovey-dovey and cuddles, but is this person gonna hold it down when you're grieving, when you can't think about what to do next, when you're in bed and you don't want to get up because you have a parent or a child that passed away? Everything is not glitz and glamour, and I've been noticing this trend where a lot of people want to be a bride and a groom, but not many people want to be an actual wife and a husband. It takes a lot to be a wife. Been married before. It was 13 years and it was a lot. So I think it's very important to take your time when choosing a partner, because, you know, that's someone that you're going to be going through it with, and then vice versa. So whenever you're about to get serious with someone, and you see how they treat you and how they communicate with you, think to yourself, how will this person deal with me if I'm going through the grief of a parent? Will they be able to pick up the pieces for me when I could barely get up? Yeah. Have a great week, you guys.
Why is it that when, like, a man is single and he's maybe over 35, yeah, that people look and say, like, why are you single? And why don't they look at it the same as, you know, like women, when women are single? It's kind of rude to ask a woman, why are you single? Why have you got kids? Do you know what I'm saying? Why can't it be the same grace for both?
You're the first guy, for me, you're the first guy that's actually said it like that. So I haven't even thought about it like that. So there's an assumption that, why are you single? Because you guys are the hunters, the choosers.
I was gonna say that.
And so that's how society is. Even though there's a little bit of pushback in women finding our feet, we're still not there yet. And especially of a certain generation, there's a traditional way of doing things. So for as long as you're considered the hunter and the chooser, and you haven't chosen by a certain time, then what's going on?
Like a woman,
Just about why you're single.
Haven't you had any kids?
Yeah.
You don't know if they can.
Unless you think that they're pretty or something, like, why are you single? That comes of it. And for a man, if a man's handsome, because already there's probably, why are you single?
Yes.
Are you a player? There's different connotations as well.
No.
I just have asked people who I thought were eligible. I am that girl. I definitely have asked a few people.
So what's
why.
crazy is if they're ugly, we don't ask. No, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there.
I think
if someone's ugly, that's like,
she wouldn't
single?
ask. She wouldn't ask.
Because it kind of it would make sense.
That's how I've ruled up.
See, and what you gotta understand is Gen Z men leading MGTOW as a whole was inevitable, okay? We watched our fathers, our grandfathers, our uncles, our older brothers, our older cousins, just our friends all get used and manipulated and played and cheated on and divorced and put on child support and get their kids taken away from them in 3, 4, 5 different marriages and relationships, get kicked out of the girlfriend's house when they try to live with the woman. We watched all this shit play out. A lot of us were those kids getting taken away from our fathers. A lot of us were those kids with a simp father, okay? A lot of us were those kids who our mother may have had money from her mom to sue the shit out of our dad, okay? A lot of us saw this over and over and over again. So us not taking women serious as a whole was inevitable, all right? I don't know why everybody's acting surprised when, we literally are just paying attention.
Well, your problem is you only looked at the men's side. You didn't look at the women's side because you didn't care about the women's side. You're just saying this is what women did and this is the effect that it had on men. Not once did you say what your mom, your cousin, your sister, your aunt, none of that, what they went through, because all you saw was the men being sips and whatever. And then you jumped out of the blue with maybe her mom gave her money and she sued the dad, and then he's trying to live with a girl. It's like you told on yourself in the entire argument. What the fuck he trying to live with somebody for? He a man. Why don't he have his own damn place? So I don't understand it. But it's not the problem that you're leaving. Just fucking go. We didn't ask. We didn't ask, hey, why aren't you? Nobody asked you that. They don't ask you that like they ask women. When are you getting married? When are you having a baby? When are you doing this? Do you have? They ask women that. Nobody asks no nigga that.
It's like society. It's like they try to pressure you to think that you need to have a family. You need to be settled down, have kids. You immature. No. You right where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? You right where you need to be, man. If you got some motion going on, or you got you a good job, you got your own spot, you ain't got no kids, bro, you winning. And even if you do got kids, you get into the bag and you take care of your kids, they still gonna choose you. You still gonna get chose out here. But I'm just speaking to the guys that might feel pressured, or people constantly in their head about they need to do this, they need to have kids, they need, like, bro. I know it's a lot of dudes that slipped up and had accidents and got their baby mama pregnant and all that stuff, but it's a lot of dudes, man, they tell me, they was like, man, I was pressured into getting married. I was pressured into having kids. My family put pressure on me. My girl put pressure on me. It's like, yeah, that's out. Don't do it until you're ready, man.
All these modern women continue to call men superficial and stuff like that. Are you too focused on looks? Once again, still can't get past that a man ain't got like some sort of he ain't wearing a certain designer, he ain't got certain shoes on, he ain't making a certain amount of money, or it don't seem like he's making a certain amount of money. They want you, if you're making money, to be dressed down to the nines, and you're like, I don't need to be dressed down to the nines. I look presentable. Sound like I'm walking out of the house in my pajamas, my bonnet, like you be doing, but I just don't have a suit on, and I don't need to have a suit on. I don't need to be flashy like that. This is comfortable for me. Now, if I'm going to an event or something like that, I'll clean up. But if I'm going out and about, just hanging around, not everybody needs to know that, you know, I'm a baller, because that's not what I'm about. I'm about getting money and spreading the wealth to my family.